So, very good morning to everyone. How are all of you children? Hope doing well. So, am I audible? Visual? Everything all right? Good, great. Namaste. Yeah. So now everyone arrange NCERT with you, or still someone don't have the textbook? Good morning, good morning, good morning. So NCERT is there with everyone now? So if don't purchase, don't worry. There is either you have a mobile or laptop or desktop. You can download it also. That is, downloading is free of cost. To downloading NCERT, no price have to pay. Getting the required to pay. So you can download it either in your laptop or anywhere. I told if you have a mobile, there is a app that is called e-Pathshala, or simply you go on Google, put NCERT Biology 11th class, download PDF, it will come. Any chapter, entire book you can download. We are right now dealing with chapter, do you know? Cell, the unit of life. Got the idea? So you can download this chapter only also, you can download entire book also, it's your wish. Okay? And these coming 2 year, going to become very crucial in your life. Very crucial. That will differentiate yourself from others. If you are consistent, if you are honestly working, definitely world will be yours. Your dream will be yours. Got the idea? So anyone, if you attend in between, don't worry about it. Got the idea? So when you will come in the campus, once again we will talk about these things. Don't worry about it. And everything on YouTube also. So any student who joined recently or in between, I am saying for those students, if you joined in between, you go to YouTube channel of the Sri Gosalite and you can watch the previous lecture as well from there. Otherwise, what's happened? Many times when we came in between, we not able to connect from the previous lecture. And that's the reason we are feeling like what teacher is teaching, I'm not understanding. And somehow we just feel low. So no need of that. You go, you just visit. Right now you have ample time. So you just go to YouTube of the Sri Gosalite and you can just start from the beginning, first lecture. So you got the connectivity. Don't worry about it. So can we start the today lecture? Yeah, of course we will revise. Don't worry about it. See the things. So we are going to deal today about, last class we discussed about cell wall. Today we are going to discuss about cell membrane, or it is also called plasma membrane. Got the idea? Cell membrane or plasma membrane. So if we talk about cell membrane, it is a thin, elastic boundary present in every living cell. You cannot give a single example कि a cell is living and they don't have cell membrane. Either it is plant cell, or it is animal cell, or it is prokaryotic cell. So it is a universally present structure. So you can say it is universally present in every cell. Every cell. There is not a single cell who don't have cell membrane. In any living cell, two things are compulsorily present. One student asking, sir, what is prokaryotic cell? So dear, I am requesting to you, please visit our YouTube channel. You will got there about prokaryotic cell. Because I hope many of the students who are studying from since beginning, they know we talk a lot about prokaryotic cell. Is it na? We discussed a lot about prokaryotic cells. So you please, when you got the time after the classes, you just go to our YouTube channel, you visit there, you just can find since beginning, everything you will connect, don't worry, right? Okay, so now we are proceeding. It is universally present in every cell, means two things is compulsorily present in every cell. Do you know? One is cell membrane, another is cytoplasm. It present in every living cells. Clear? Right? Now we are just moving ahead. So if we talk about a cell membrane, universally present means present in animal cell, plant cell, prokaryotic cell, every cell. I am writing, decoding it, universally present in every cell means that is animal cell, plant cell, you can say about prokaryotic cell, everywhere this cell membrane is present. And third point I am writing about the cell membrane, it is a selectively permeable membrane. Selectively permeable membrane. Now question arises, what is meaning of selectively permeable? I am just writing the meaning of selectively permeable, don't worry. The membrane who allow solvent as well as selected solute to pass through it is called selectively permeable membrane. Suppose that this is a membrane, assume, and here it is solvent. An example, water. So this membrane allowing water to pass through it. Suppose that here some solute are there. An example I am writing chlorine, magnesium, sulfur, silicon, potassium, magnesium, etc. It is allowing, suppose that potassium, allowing magnesium, not allowing this one. So it is, these all are which one? For example, I am telling you, to make you understand what is the meaning of selectively permeable. So they are allowing the solvent and not all solute. They are allowing the selected solute to pass through. It is called selectively permeable membrane. You got the idea? One student asking, but sir, in human being cytoplasm is not present. Where you have studied? In human being cytoplasm is not present. Our body are made up of cell, and every cell have what? Cytoplasm. Getting the idea or not? Listen. So you got the meaning of cytoplasmic, sorry, you got the meaning of selectively permeability or not? You got the meaning of selective permeability, who allow solvent plus selected solute to pass through it, is called selectively permeable membrane. Right now? So plasma membrane interact with the outer environment. In all kind of cell, I am writing an important line and I will explain it also. In all kind of cell, plasma membrane or cell membrane, meaning is same, plasma membrane interact with outer environment. Now, definitely here you can ask a question, ki, sir, you tell me, assume it is an animal cell, so outermost boundary is plasma membrane. It is an animal cell. I am writing. You can say, sir, outermost boundary is plasma membrane. So I can understand ki ji, in animal cell, from outside world, who is communicating? Plasma membrane is communicating who will go out and who will come in. You can say na, ki in animal cell, outermost boundary is what? Plasma membrane or cell membrane. So you can say, sir, plasma membrane is interacting with the outer world. Plasma membrane deciding who will come, who will not come. That is, I am able to understand. But you can ask, sir, if it is a plant cell, outermost boundary is cell wall. Student asked this question to me. Sir, you tell me, outermost boundary is cell wall and plasma membrane is present below the cell wall. Cell membrane present below the cell wall in a plant cell. So this is cell wall. And here it is cell membrane. Then you are telling, you are writing a line, ki in all kind of cell, plasma membrane interact with the outer environment. Then why not cell wall? Cell wall is the outermost one in the plant. Got the idea? Is it clear? Right? Done. So the reason is cell wall is what? Permeable. It allows everyone. Everyone can come. No break for anyone. Got the idea? Suppose that you are in a building. You are in a building and in one gate A guard is there, another gate is there, here B guard is there. A guard not stopping anyone. Anyone can go, anyone can come. That guard is not asking anyone, who are you, why you are coming in, why you are going out, getting the things or not. And another guard B telling, you have ID, then you can go in. If you don't have ID, you can't go in. So who is actually deciding who will the entry and exit from outside and inside, A or B? B is deciding here, na? So here B is like plasma membrane and A is like cell wall. It's simply allowing everyone. Understanding the idea? Is it clear? So any cell, if any cell is there, cell membrane is there. Otherwise cell don't have an internal environment. Got the idea? So just have a look now. I am now going to talk about chemical composition of the plasma membrane. Chemical composition. So if we talk about main component, is lipid and protein plus protein. Lipid plus protein is the main component of the plasma membrane. Got the idea? If we talk about some of the more detail, so plasma membrane also have carbohydrate. Also have carbohydrate. in chemical composition. Plasma membrane also have carbohydrates. So I am writing overall chemical composition plasma membrane. Of plasma membrane we can write it. It is a lipid plus protein and plus carbohydrate. All three components are there, but mainly who is present? Lipid plus protein is present. All three components altogether present in a plasma membrane. Now, how much lipid and how much protein? So, percentage of lipid and protein, in plasma membrane, is variable. You cannot say how much a fixed percent of protein and a fixed percent of lipid in a plasma membrane. An example I am writing in human RBC. In human RBC, plasma membrane, of course, plasma membrane of which one? Human RBC. If you talk about protein component is 52% and lipid component is 40%. You got the idea? So you cannot say in every cell this percentage are fixed. These percentage of lipid and protein is variable from plasma membrane or cell membrane to cell membrane. Got the idea? It is not fixed for every cell. It is RBC this one. WBC may vary. Epithelial cells may vary. Got the idea? Isn't it? Right? So this is the chemical compositions of the plasma membrane. Did you got the idea? Right? So here it is chemical composition. So lipid and protein ratio or percentage is variable from membrane to membrane. So if anybody going to ask in chemical composition how many components are there in a plasma membrane, so you can say lipid, protein and carbohydrate. Got the idea? Now I am going to tell you detail about the lipid. Got the idea? So I am telling about lipid which is present in plasma membrane. So in lipid you will find, I am not writing much detail at this level because sometimes teaching extra become problematic. It is not beyond at your level. That is the reason many times we wrote only what is written at the scope of your textbook. We not tell more because unnecessarily it will deviate you from your preparation of the exam. So it is also not forget any time ki why what is the need of our exam and we have to read that relevant only. Otherwise in science everything, if you want to study about plasma membrane you can find that much thick book also. So information is not limited but we have to limit ourselves. Got the idea? Is it clear? Right? Okay, now we are going to talk about lipid. So one lipid which is present in plasma membrane is phospholipid. Phospholipid. Another lipid which is present in plasma membrane is cholesterol. Another type of lipid also present, but I am not writing because at your level only who is written? Phospholipid is written and cholesterol is written. Got the idea? And in plasma membrane, phospholipid is present in bilayer. Bilayer. I am drawing a structure of a phospholipid for your convenient. When I will teach a chapter biomolecule, I will give you the detailed structure of phospholipid. Right now, I am making a cartoon structure of phospholipid. This is a cartoon diagram of phospholipid. I will tell you the chemistry, chemical composition also, but in a specific chapter that is called biomolecule. Got the idea? After this chapter, the biomolecule chapter is there. Then you will know phospholipid is made up of what? How the structure of phospholipid look. So here it is a phospholipid. So phospholipid have two components. One component is called head, and here how many tail are there? Two tails are there. Not only one tail is there, two tails are there. So one head and two tails are there in the phospholipid. Are you getting the idea or not? So tail is made up of fatty acid. Fatty acid, and in fatty acid NCERT wrote it is a saturated hydrocarbon. You will manage to know later what is the meaning of saturated hydrocarbon. Anybody know what is saturated hydrocarbon? Later you will know saturated, unsaturated. Even in organic chemistry probably you studied saturated or unsaturated hydrocarbon, right now? So saturated hydrocarbon don't have double bond. Unsaturated hydrocarbon have what? Double bond. Getting the things or not? So in saturated hydrocarbon, who is there? So fatty acid is there. If I wrote in some language of the chemistry, we can write a functional group like RCOOH. RCOOH. Here R is alkyl group. Got the idea? Is it clear? Okay. So fatty acid. So head is made up of two components. In head, one who is there glycerol and another who is there phosphoric acid. So I have decoded here about the fatty acid. Ki fatty acid is made up of head and tail. If you talk about head, it is hydrophilic. Who love the water is called hydrophilic, but these tail are hydrophobic. These tail are what basically hydrophobic. Who hate the water is called hydrophobic, and who love the water is called hydrophilic. Are you getting the idea or not? So what I am writing, this is phospholipid structure I drawn here. I am just writing about it is what basically phospholipid. You got a basic picture about the phospholipid. So overall phospholipid is called amphipathic. Amphipathic. Who both have which one? Hydrophilic and hydrophilic end is called what basically? Amphipathic. Are you getting the idea or not? Of course it is as right. So phospholipid. Now I am just going to move ahead about it. Now we are going to move about. So you got about the phospholipid basic picture came. So I am just writing about now question arises कि why phospholipid in plasma membrane present as bilayer. It is present like this. In plasma membrane, phospholipid present like this. They are making a bilayer. This is head, this is head, and this one is what? Tail. Because this side water is there, this side water is there, they just want to protect their tail from water. and due to that reason they are facing the head toward the water. If you throw many phospholipid into the water, they are going to form a micelle. You know, they are forming a which one? Micelle. Amphipathic nature means both hydrophilic and hydrophobic end are there. So such a structure who have both hydrophobic and hydrophilic end is called what basically? Amphipathic. Yeah, micelle formation, soap formation. Getting the idea or not? So when you throw the lipid in the water, it going to forming a which one? Phospholipid in the water, it is going to make a micelle. Got the idea? Picture came in the mind. Now I am going to move ahead. Now I am telling about, so lipid you understand. Now I am going to tell you about the protein. Protein present in the plasma membrane. So in protein, we are classifying protein of the plasma membrane into two categories. On the base of ease of extraction. One is called extrinsic protein. And another one is called intrinsic protein. Extrinsic protein and intrinsic protein. Now question arises, extrinsic protein is also called peripheral protein. And intrinsic protein is also called integral protein. And criteria is what? On the base of ease of extraction. So the protein who easily extracted, easily removed from the plasma membrane is called extrinsic or peripheral protein. And the protein who not easily removed, you can say easily removed from membrane, from plasma membrane. And these intrinsic protein not easily removed from plasma membrane. So on the base of ease of extraction, there are two type of proteins are there. Extrinsic protein, which is called peripheral protein. Another one is called intrinsic protein or integral protein. Intrinsic protein is further of two types. One is incompletely embedded. I will draw a diagram, don't worry, you will understand everything. Incompletely buried and totally buried. Totally buried in the membrane. Got the idea? So these are the type of protein. Now I am going to talk about the structure of protein, where I will draw everything and you will understand it better. What I wrote in the structure. Now every component I am writing in the diagram. So let me explain first what I told in this slide on the which one, a structure. Once again, let me say, I will just give you opportunity to write also, don't worry. So just give your attention. Let me say about the chemical composition once again, because many things I wrote and I want to revise it so you can get some better connectivity. So I wrote plasma membrane chemical composition. Listen it carefully first, then write. I wrote about the chemical composition. Wait here. So chemical composition, main component is lipid and protein. It is made up of mainly lipid plus protein. But some small amount of carbohydrate is also present in plasma membrane. If someone asks a question to us, what are the chemical composition of the plasma membrane? So we will choose that option where lipid, protein and carbohydrate, all three are there. Examiner give protein only, lipid only, lipid plus protein only, lipid protein plus carbohydrate. So we will choose which particular option where lipid protein plus carbohydrate is there. Are you getting the idea? Is it clear? Is it all right? Now I am writing here, I wrote here, the percentage of lipid and protein is either fixed in every plasma membrane or not. So no, it is not fixed. It is variable from membrane to membrane, cell to cell. Getting the things? It is not a fixed proportion. Any example of percentage? So yes, I have given it. When human being studied the percentage composition of lipid and protein in RBC plasma membrane, we find how much percent protein is there? 52% protein and 40% lipid are there. Got the idea? Now I am telling about somehow lipid. I will tell about this one in more detail in the coming chapter. In this chapter, NCERT not wrote it. But I just given you a basic idea कि भाई lipid component. So I told which type of lipid are there. So one type of lipid present in plasma membrane is phospholipid. Another type of lipid present is cholesterol. About both we will discuss in the next chapter. That is called biomolecule. What is cholesterol? What is the structure of the cholesterol? Getting the things or not? What is the function it is serving in our body and in membrane? What is phospholipid? I am going to tell somehow in this chapter as well. So I wrote about phospholipid. कि phospholipid in plasma membrane present as bilayer. Bilayer means always it is present like this. So upper and lower, both side, one layer, another layer. So it is always present as what? Bilayer. That is the reason I wrote it is present as bilayer. And there is a region of bilayer. Why it is region of a bilayer? So I told you, if you talk about a cartoon structure of phospholipid, it is made up of head. This is head and it is made up of two tail. So if we talk about the composition of the head, it is made up of glycerol. In next chapter, we will also study what is glycerol, what is the formula of glycerol, and another component is phosphoric acid. And if we talk about these two tail, both tail are made up of which one? Fatty acid. And what NCERT wrote? Why I am saying NCERT wrote? It is not my opinion, it is NCERT opinion. If you ask my opinion, I will also say unsaturated hydrocarbon is present. But at your level, only written about which hydrocarbon? Saturated hydrocarbon. That is the reason I told NCERT wrote which hydrocarbon? Saturated hydrocarbon. But when you go in the medical college, there you will also study unsaturated hydrocarbon also present. Are you getting the idea or not? Is it clear? So now it is fatty acid. Fatty acid is what? So I am just writing an example of fatty acid in language of organic chemistry. CH3, CH2, CH2 and dot dot many CH2. Suppose that, got the idea, CH2 and finally I am writing COOH. So this is a typical example of a fatty acid. An example, I am writing a fatty acid who have 16 carbon. Got the idea? Or who have a 20 carbon fatty acid. I am writing an example. Arachidonic acid. It is an example of fatty acid. I am simply telling you about fatty acid. Got the idea? You don't find like these arachidonic acid present in plasma membrane. I am just giving you a rough idea about what is fatty acid. That we will deal in the next class. Simply that is the reason I wrote here what? RCOOH. Got the idea? R is what? Basically alkyl group. CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2. Got the idea? Is it clear in the mind? Now I told head is hydrophobic. Hydrophobic means what? Who hate the water. Who hate the water is called hydrophobic. And who love both, see something. Who hate the water is called hydrophobic. Who is hydrophobic? Tail is hydrophobic. And who is hydrophilic? Head is hydrophilic. Head love the water and tail hate the water. So in a simple single structure phospholipid, both water hating end and both water loving end is there. Tail is hating the water, head is loving the water. So due to that reason, we are telling such kind of molecule as what? Amphipathic molecule. I hope you understand what is the meaning of amphipathic molecule. Got the idea? And this is the limitation. Their tail can't be face the water, and that is the reason, that is the limitation plasma membrane present as a bilayer. They are facing the head toward water and protecting their tail from the water. I hope you understand up to here. Got the idea? Up to here, any problem? Tell me. Any doubt? Any problem? Is it clear? Right. Now we are going to move ahead. Screenshot, don't worry, I will share the screen in last, so you will got the entire screen in your mobile. You can scan it. Got the idea? Don't worry about, so no need to worry right now to take the screenshot. Everything will come on your mobile. But beside of that, I am just giving you people a suggestion, a small suggestion. See, if you write, you will got better. So take your notebook, write it. What the idea? Otherwise, what happen? We can't listen anyone continuously 1 hour. Your brain will go somewhere. So if you want your brain remain here in the class itself, you have engaged your brain more. So listening as well as writing activity. It is entire a game of involving your brain. Study is what basically? Game of involving your brain, and our brain is really very dynamic. It went from, so it may possible you are looking on board in your mobile or laptop and thinking something else. So if you want to really avoid it, you have to engage your brain more and more in the class, and you have to learn the art of it how. You have to learn the art of it how. So one method is what? While listening the lecture, note it out. So your brain will be there only. Got the idea? And that is the reason I always suggest my student must write. Got the idea? Clarity came? Okay, ji. Amphipathic means who have both, which one? Hydrophilic end as well as hydrophobic end. Now, I told you about protein as well. So why not to revise that also, where that slide is hidden now. Protein. Is it in same slide or different slide? Oh, it is not in this one. So let's check different one. So if we talk about the protein, so what I told, protein is embedded in the membrane. You will study about protein later on better, but I am just giving a basic classification. Based on ease of extraction, how easily protein can isolate it from the membrane. Protein is of two types in the plasma membrane. One is extrinsic protein, or also called peripheral protein, and another one is intrinsic protein, or also called integral protein. Integral protein is superficially buried or totally buried. Got the idea? Let me draw the structure of plasma membrane, then you will got the better idea about the plasma membrane. Structure of plasma membrane. So many different models are given by different scientists to explain the structure of the plasma membrane. So I am not going to be a part of that, which model given by which scientist. Now it is not a part of your syllabus. When I was student, we studied this model by this scientist, this model by this scientist, and later on a study it is not accepted now. Your work is reduced now. Now in your syllabus only that model is there who is a valid model. We study a lot of non-valid model also. Got the idea? So I'm not going to make you bore by telling about all these nonsense model. So we are going to talk about some most accepted model. Most accepted model for structure of plasma membrane is, PM I am writing in the short, fluid mosaic model. And this is given by Singer and Nicholson. The name of scientist. What is the name of scientist? And who have NCERT from them I am asking in which year? Singer and Nicholson given in which year? Refer your NCERT and tell me the year. Yeah, very good. 1972. Well done. Singer and Nicholson have given a model of the structure of the plasma membrane that is called fluid mosaic model. So what is the meaning of fluid? Fluid means liquid part. Fluid component is due to phospholipid bilayer. So fluid part of the plasma membrane is made up of phospholipid bilayer, and mosaic part is made up by protein. Mosaic of the plasma membrane formed by protein. Now let me tell you what the meaning of fluid mosaic. What is the meaning of fluid mosaic? So I am telling you the actual meaning of fluid mosaic with two examples. Try to connect with me. With two examples, I am telling you the meaning of fluid and mosaic. Getting the things or not? So example number one of fluid mosaic is, you people, anytime went to the shop to purchase some sweets, gulab jamun are placed in a sugar syrup. You have seen gulab jamun in sugar syrup. Feeling hungry? Feeling hungry now? Craving coming for eating gulab jamun? Yeah, you love it? Yeah. So sugar syrup is fluid. So fluid is what basically? Oh my God, who is luckiest one? 8 just now. Good one. So what I am saying, fluid component is made by sugar syrup. Got the idea? And mosaic component is made by gulab jamun. So gulab jamun is embedded in sugar syrup like a mosaic. Who is equivalent to mosaic? Here and there embedded, not in a order, mosaic like fashion. Who is embedded like a mosaic? Gulab jamun. Got the idea? And fluid component by sugar syrup. You understand fluid mosaic? So a container where gulab jamun and sugar syrup is there, their arrangement is like a fluid mosaic. Their arrangement is like a fluid mosaic. Understood or not understood? So you assume like it is not exactly, you assume like fluid component, that is sugar syrup, is equivalent to lipid bilayer, and gulab jamun is equal to which one? Protein. So in such a way, in phospholipid bilayer, protein is embedded in the structure of plasma membrane. So this is one example. Got the idea? Okay. Then another example I am giving. Usually you not seen with the naked eye, normally visually, you can say actively, but in TV you must have seen. Iceberg in the ocean. Iceberg in the ocean. Who is equal to iceberg here? Protein. and who is equal to ocean here, lipid bilayer. You got the meaning of fluid mosaic? I will draw that structure, don't worry, I not it drawn it, I am drawing it. Just give me a moment. Haji. So I am drawing the structure. So here you look, I am drawing the structure of a plasma membrane here now. So just look like this is a structure of plasma membrane. Got the idea? So it is what basically, if we talk about this plasma membrane structure, this is phospholipid bilayer. Phospholipid bilayer. This is green color one is a protein. I am writing its name extrinsic protein. Why? Because we can remove this plasma protein easily from the plasma membrane. This is also extrinsic protein. This is also extrinsic protein. So these all one, this all are extrinsic protein. Now this one, I am saying intrinsic protein. For this one, I am writing which one? Intrinsic protein. Because it is embedded deeper, but not totally embedded. So it is partially buried, not completely buried in the membrane. And it is also intrinsic protein from here to here. But it is totally embedded and totally buried, completely buried. It is from one side of membrane to another side of membrane. Got the idea? Now this one is carbohydrate. And in carbohydrate, it is oligosaccharide is there. What is oligosaccharide? I will tell you in the next class. This is also carbohydrate. So here carbohydrate plus protein. Here carbohydrate plus protein. Carbohydrate joined with protein, making a structure called glycoprotein. And in this case, carbohydrate attached with lipid. So carbohydrate plus lipid making glycolipid. Oish. Glycolipid. So these yellow color phospholipid bilayer, this is making a fluid component of the plasma membrane. And see green color or blue color, these are protein which is embedded like a mosaic, and that is the reason it is called fluid mosaic. And it is outer side, glycoprotein and glycolipid always present toward the outer side of the membrane. So you can say about, I am just telling you, see the things. I am just amplifying this structure. This is plasma membrane. This is outside of the cell, and this is inside of the cell. Inside of the cell, who is there? Cytoplasm. And this is the plasma membrane. Got the idea? I just magnified this diagram. I just magnified the structure like this. If you see it through a microscope, you can find like this particular type of a structure. Are you getting the idea or not? So this is about the fluid mosaic model of the plasma membrane. So a very important line I am writing now, the quasi-fluid nature of plasma membrane plasma membrane is not solid, it is a quasi-fluid. It is somehow jelly-like. Got the idea? It's somehow more concentrated honey-like structure. So quasi-fluid nature of plasma membrane, examiner will ask, is due to phospholipid. Plasma membrane is like a fluid, and this fluid nature of the plasma membrane is due to which one? Phospholipid. Got the idea? Fluid nature of the plasma membrane is due to phospholipid. Now in next class, we will continue it from here, and I will tell you what are the advantage of quasi-fluid nature. I am telling you on one of my question when I was a student, when I got in my mind. I am just telling you, once my teacher, I was like you in first year. And our teacher was teaching that time about amoeba. Okay, look children, this is assume this is a amoeba. And what happened? Amoeba have a contractile vacuole. And that contractile vacuole storing the water. And when they store excess of water, they come in contact with the plasma membrane. Plasma membrane break, water come out. As a student, that time a question came in mind, कि भाई water come out, then from what amoeba present in water, if water can go out, then why water cannot come inside the cell? Sir is saying only water will go out. Water can also come, na? So that time in our time, situation was somehow difficult. We just afraid a lot to ask these things to our teacher. So okay, anyhow question came, I not asked, but later on when we become bigger, we studied here. It is possible due to which nature of the plasma membrane? Quasi-fluid nature of the plasma membrane. So I will give you, don't worry, it's not required to study by you. I will give you the explanation why it happened. When plasma membrane break, water go out, but why water not come in? So it is due to quasi-fluid nature, and of course I will give you the explanation of this question in the next class. Got the idea? When plasma membrane break, water go out but water not come in. Got the idea? Sir, in plant cell wall, does cell wall contain water in it to which lipid get attached? No, not like in cell wall. Cell wall water is not there. It is made up of cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin. Got the idea, right? So you got a question, na? If today you think about this question, sir, I have given a question. When plasma membrane break in amoeba, from contractile vacuole water go, but water do not come in. What is the reason behind it? So you try, you just give your brain some stress, and definitely we will got the answer of this question in the next class. Okay, G. And tomorrow we will finish plasma membrane and we will go for endomembranous system. The plasma membrane not completely finished. It is in between in today class. Okay, kids, I hope you understand the today class, and definitely see you in the next class. Thank you very much. Thanks for your patience for listening. Bye-bye. Have a great day to all of you. So this is your QR code. So anyone interested to scan it, you scan it. Right, but always I suggest write it. Thank you very much for your patience for listening. Bye-bye. Good, good, good.